In real estate transactions, pre-qualification and pre-approval serve different purposes and involve different levels of commitment, both in time and cost. In addition to understanding the qualification process itself, real estate professionals must also help buyers prepare for the financial commitments involved in buying a home, including earnest money deposits, inspections, and loan-related fees. This chapter explores the costs and procedures associated with early-stage financing and outlines the agent's responsibility to ensure these matters are clearly disclosed and properly handled. Pre-qualification versus pre-approval, what they cost, and why it matters. Pre-qualification. Pre-qualification is often a free or low-cost initial step in the mortgage process. Because it is based on self-reported information, it does not require document review or a credit check in most cases. Key characteristics. Typically free, though some lenders may charge a nominal admin fee. Based on estimated income, debt, and assets provided by the borrower. May not include a credit check, making it quicker but less reliable. Example: a buyer visits a lender's website and completes a brief form with their income and debt amounts. The system generates a pre-qualification letter showing they may qualify for a $350,000 loan. No fee, no documents, and no credit review. Pre-approval. Pre-approval is a more formal and documented process. While some lenders offer free pre-approvals, many will charge for specific services related to verifying financial information. Potential costs of pre-approval. Credit report fee, $25-50, covers cost of pulling credit from all three bureaus. Application fees. Varies by lender. Some charge up front, others collect at closing. Processing fees. May range from $100-500, but often waived or applied to closing costs. Important: these fees may not be refundable if the buyer does not proceed with a loan from that lender. Why pre-approval is worth the investment. Even with minor costs, pre-approval strengthens the buyer's position significantly, demonstrates financial seriousness, signals to sellers that financing is in process, reduces the chance of delays or fallouts during escrow. Example: a buyer pays a $40 credit report fee and submits full documentation. They receive a lender-issued pre-approval letter, which gives them a competitive advantage in a multiple offer situation. Earnest money deposits. What is earnest money? Earnest money is a deposit submitted by the buyer with an accepted offer to show good faith and commitment to the transaction. Key details. Typically 1%, 3% of the purchase price in Arizona. Held in a neutral escrow account. Credited to the buyer at closing, applied toward down payment or closing costs. If the buyer defaults without a valid contingency, the seller may be entitled to retain the deposit as liquidated damages. Example: for a $400,000 home, the buyer submits a $6,000 earnest deposit. It's held by the escrow company. If the buyer cancels due to a valid financing contingency, they may get it back. But if they back out without a valid reason, the seller may keep it. Legal requirements in Arizona. ARS Parv 32-2151.01 requires brokers to properly account for earnest money and other trust funds. Deposit funds promptly, typically within 3 business days. Maintain detailed records in trust account ledgers, Commissioner's Standard AAC, R4 28-1101F. Misrepresenting or failing to disclose terms related to earnest money is a violation. Agents must be clear about deposit amounts, where funds are held, and under what conditions they may be forfeited or refunded. Other upfront costs in a real estate transaction. Aside from pre-approval and earnest money, buyers should be prepared for several common upfront costs that occur once they're under contract. Appraisal fee. Required by lenders to determine market value. Typically $400-700, paid out of pocket, not included in closing costs. Home inspection. Optional but strongly recommended, $300-500 depending on property size and location. May include additional inspections, termite, roof, HVAC, etc. HOA transfer fees. Charged by the homeowners association to transfer ownership records. Often negotiated in the contract, but commonly paid by the buyer. Can range from $100 to $500 plus loan origination fee. Charged by lenders for processing the loan. Usually 0.5% to 1% of the loan amount. Often included in closing costs, but important to discuss early importance of early disclosure. Educating clients about these costs early in the process can help them. Budget more accurately, avoid last-minute surprises, prevent delays or canceled contracts due to unpreparedness. AC R4-28-1101B. Real estate agents must deal fairly and honestly with all parties. This includes full disclosure of material costs associated with buying a home. Transparency in early costs builds trust and avoids delays. Helping your buyer understand and plan for early transaction costs, such as pre-approval fees, earnest money, and inspections, builds credibility and ensures smoother closings. As a licensee, your role includes explaining the differences and cost implications of pre-qualification and pre-approval, clearly communicating the earnest money process and contingencies, preparing buyers for common out-of-pocket expenses they may encounter before closing, staying compliant with Arizona law and commissioner standards. By educating clients early and consistently, you help them make informed decisions and protect your reputation and license in the process. Statutory and ethical references. Recap. Regulation application. AAC R4-28-1101B. Duty to disclose all material facts, including financial and cost-related information. AAC R4-28-1101F. Agents must not misrepresent or conceal material facts, such as earnest money terms, ARS, paragraph 32-2151.01. Requires brokers to properly handle and record earnest money and other trust funds, RESPA, federal reminder to avoid referral kickbacks, and remain transparent about costs and services.